Doro oya na ki atokoya shushi. And entering into the field, Doro o shushanai. Coming in through center, Doro o shushanai. Resting here, Doya shushi. Anchoring here, Doya a shushi. Residing here, Shono oya da I shushuya. So we're starting to understand this relationship between the masculine and feminine energies here. Where the masculine, through intention, opens this space without expectation. It's an invitation to the feminine to reside here, exist here. Choro oya da ki chohoya. Without any sort of expectation of what will come through, how it will look. The hoya shushanai chahoya. And even trying to describe it in this way, in some ways, is having a form of expectation here. Chohoya da a choshai. So we just allow the belly to settle into this. And we can even say this is what it feels like when you begin to tap into your intuition through your subtle bodies. Balancing through the aspects of your origin. Clearing through the front of the mind with this. Dara oya da I shushoya da I shushanoya da. Emptying the field of any pressure. And just noticing too that if we become aware of pressure in the body, in the field, acknowledging this, as simple as it is to acknowledge your feelings, your emotions, your sensations, passing through here. It's giving me the image of being in a parade where the streets are lined with people. So you're sitting on this float, which is moving along the crowd here, and just acknowledging all of the people that you see, maybe even waving to them, but knowing they are participants in this greater experience. We acknowledge and we continue to move forward. Not stopping, not getting stuck. They are there for a purpose, which is to see you through this event. So not forgetting the role that the emotions, the feelings, the sensations play. And yet also remembering your role as the keeper of your consciousness. To acknowledge and therefore to interact on some level. And if this feels too fast, as if you should stop and acknowledge, you can even slow down this vehicle that you are riding on here. It may even pause for a while. As necessary to allow the backup or the bottleneck to begin to flow again. So all of this is within your control. And just recognizing the sense of safety that comes into the belly with this, the softening, that I am in control of the pace, of the speed with which I am moving through my sensations, my feelings, my emotions, the speed at which I am relating to my own body. There's a lot of grief coming up here in the heart. And a feeling that in the past it's been this system of there's a problem, I have to find a solution. What is the solution to the problem? Very little regard for allowing the so-called problem to have space. When really we can reframe this as a signal. It's not a problem, it's a signal. So slowing down with time within the belly here. Just allowing your awareness, allowing the light to penetrate here, which is this feeling of being received. There's an opening, an invitation to enter, to be present with no expectations. It is a space to reside within. What I'm hearing is really the first step in what we might call enlightenment or awakening. Of course, we can have a taste of this and then, with everything we have going on inside of us, be quickly disconnected from it. So this is really when we are working through trauma or going through a healing process, the goal is to be able to reside in this place without getting bounced out of here, without the anxiety, without the fear. Not to say you won't experience that on the way through this journey, but to know that when you can sit here knowingly understanding this in this way, that this is a major accomplishment in the healing of the body and the healing of the nervous system, the ability to withstand this or to have developed the emotional capacity to sit here. And yet at the same time, this probably feels very, very familiar to times in your past or even when you were much younger where this came very naturally. So there is an element of joy to be able to reconnect here. So that grief we were feeling through the heart space, the grief of having been disconnected from this for so long. And really it's not even the grief of having been disconnected, it is the joy in reconnecting to this feeling, to this sensation, to this place within. Stabilizing the subtle bodies, this coherency. And there's a little bit of energy here, just sort of reminding how much the field, how much the system has been attacked in this way to always keep things just slightly enough out of alignment. Breathing in here. Rearranging the soul. This sort of formal acknowledgement of return to peace through the feminine range. This acknowledgement that this peace, that this desire, it's reaching out to this masculine range, saying, yes, this is exactly what was needed. Thank you for seeing. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for co-creating through one's own being, one's own soul. That this is the resurrection of life. Feeling that burning perhaps through the neck here, in the glands, just beneath the ears. Releasing the fear, releasing the thoughts of what's next. Being here within what is in existence within you, connecting now through the sacral, through the solar plexus, through the soil into the roots. Maybe even feeling a little bit of cramping in the belly here. Releasing this fear and tension around time and capacity, stretching through and beyond this idea that we are bound by these aspects. And just allowing the body, allowing the field to readjust, to resettle into this here. Igniting through the core into the heart space, as it is now and forever shall be. United within the sight of your field. And so it is.